I'm gonna talk about updating you on like how the sports reporting going on, like my milestones. Since we at the end of the year of 2025 and heading into 2026, I'm gonna talk about like all my highlights and everything. Then I'm gonna talk a little sports, a little football. What's happening with y'all, man? Welcome back to another episode on D Hop TV. It's your boy D Hop back at you with another one. So this is part two of my solo podcast. So y'all remember the last time I did a podcast by myself? I was talking about my sports reporting gig, how I got it and everything, me growing up in Little Rock. Because I've been getting a lot of subscribers and new people, so I have been telling a journey about myself. So fast forward to that, got a lot of feedback on that. People telling me that I should keep doing the continuation. So, like I said, this is part two. So, got a lot of things I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about updating you on like how the sports reporting going on, like my milestones. Since we at the end of the year of 2025 and heading into 2026, I'm gonna talk about like all my highlights and everything. Then I'm gonna talk a little sports, a little football, the news. So, but before I get today's show started, I got a lot of shout outs. I got to give a couple shout outs before I start today's show. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my boy Deshaun DB the Shooter on Instagram. Make sure you guys check him out, follow him. He's the one actually recording this. He behind the scenes. Shout out to my boy for coming through today. So this is my first time shooting my podcast at the Remy Apartment. Shout out to the Remy Apartments in downtown Dallas. So providing this space. So big shout out to y'all for providing this beautiful space, man. I feel a real official being up in here. So also, got to give a couple podcast shout outs. I had a lot of entries, new people who came on to the show. I want to give a shout out to Courtney Jones. She was actually my first track girl that came on my platform. Went all the way to Austin to get that interview. So I want to give a shout out to her. Really meant a lot doing that interview. Also, I want to give a shout out to my dog, Agent Paul. He came through. We also did a podcast talking about his journey in the agency and everything. So make sure you guys keep watching that. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Marissa Golston. She's a flag football owner for ladies. So if you got some people who want to play flag football, hit her up. Y'all gonna see the stuff in the below in the chat in the bio. Next, I want to give a shout out to Roy Williams, former Dallas Cowboys safety. He came through also on my podcast. So I want to give a shout out to him. Actually caught him at a good time. Also want to give a shout out to Blaine Bishop. We did a Zoom call. Legendary Blaine Bishop from the Tennessee Titans. You guys, all you sports guys, remember him. And last, I would like to give a shout out to David DC the jeweler. Um, I got a lot of moves that I'm about to be doing headed into 2026. Got some about to be switching up a little bit. So I know y'all been seeing the football players and all that stuff. So I got some baseball players about to get ready to pull up. So excited for y'all to see the next chapter of this podcast. So, but anyway, and shout out to all my new subscribers. I remember like it was yesterday, I only had 0 subscribers. Now I look on YouTube, I get a new subscriber every day. So by the grace of God, I'm blessed that I got 411 subscribers. So like on church, hopefully something to say here. I'll say something today. Make sure you guys come back. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get today's show started. So I want to update you guys on my sports reporting. So the sports reporting gig has been going well. I was in the press box. My last event that I did, I was at it was Pearview State versus Grambling State. No, it was just Pearview versus Grambling State. Um, I was in the press box. I felt official. That was one milestone that I achieved, just being in the press box. I felt like I was on a video game when I was just in there calling the games, like jotting down the notes and everything. It was definitely a surreal feeling. Um, I got some more moves coming in the media. Been at the Mavericks games, been doing that a lot, going to the games, filling out, details, getting experience, been in the Dallas Mavericks suite, met a lot of people, made a lot of connections. Shout out to the people that I met. Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks doing their thing. I can't wait till they get Kyrie Irving back, man, because I actually feel like they could actually make a run. They actually got a shot at making it. They just won the other day. So want to give a shout out to him. But fast forward, I got a big move. I'm about to be working a big special event come April. I'm not gonna let y'all know what it is. It's a secret, so y'all just gotta stay tuned, continue watching my journey. But I definitely got some exciting moves coming up. But yeah, more on the sports report. And so yeah, I got shout out to STWF Media, my media team. That's the team I'm a part of. Make sure you guys get them a follow on Instagram, where you can, if you want to follow my sports reporting journey, watch me follow everything. Um, Looking forward to expanding my sports reporting. Like I'm gonna be more at the baseball games coming up, and NHL, the Dallas Stars, and things like that. So more on that. So moving on, I want to go ahead and talk about my highlight of 2025. The biggest moment of 2025 was being able to take my mom, my brother, my family to a basketball game, because they don't go to basketball games a lot. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was my folks' first one. See, shout out to my pops, man, my stepdad. He not really a sports person, but he felt good. He felt happy about actually going to a basketball game, even though he don't really just care about sports. Because we always be watching sports. We'll be at the house and he'd be like, "Man, I don't see how y'all be watching that shit. I don't see how y'all watching." He's like, "Man, he's just feel like sports is just boring." But it felt good putting a smile on him and my parents' face, being able to take them to the games. We definitely kicked it. I have seats. So, like I said, the biggest highlight of 2025 was being able to take my family to an NBA game. I'm thankful for all that. And like just being on this sports podcast, just doing this podcast itself, just making all kind of connections, meeting all these people, athletes. I done met players that I grew up watching, and yeah, that been meaning a lot to me, man. Had them signing my board, so it's just been definitely been a surreal feeling just doing this podcast. Just this something I would have never imagined doing. Like I said, I always been a big time sports person. Never in my life think something like this would ever happen. Me doing this and meeting all the people and making all the different connections that I've been making on my platform. So excited to see what God has left for me next for me in 2026. I know it's gonna be some good moves. Like I said, I've just been blessed and thankful being on this journey. So I know y'all been seeing me a lot at the Mavericks games. I be at a lot of them games, man. It's just been a surreal feeling. Like I said, just taking my family out to games and my birthday coming up soon, and y'all gonna see your boy when LeBron come down here in January. So, well, they actually come January 23rd. So, but yeah, that's gonna be a big event. I know it's gonna be a sold out crowd, so I'm definitely gonna have my people there. So make sure you guys look for that content. Um, Moving on. So I want to go ahead and get into some football talk, man. So Shedeur Sanders, I want to start off with him, man. So it's been a minute since I ain't just talked football. See, normally y'all used to seeing me interviewing other people, different athletes. Y'all just seeing me doing that instead of me just talking sports as a whole. So anyway, so Shedeur Sanders, I want to go ahead and get on that. First of all, shout out to Shedeur Sanders for finally starting with Cleveland Browns, because I don't know what made them guys think that Dylan Gabriel was going to be the starter. So it's been crazy how they was doing him at first, thinking that he wasn't going to be this and that. And it was actually wild that they took Shedeur Sanders out to play when it was a 2-point conversion. Titans ended up winning 30-28. But I actually kind of found it surprising and wild that they took him off for the 2-point conversion. It's clear that Kevin Stefanski don't really like him. It's clear that he's really just not a fan of Shedeur. But I definitely feel like that Shedeur is going to be. I definitely feel like he's going to be one of the ones. He's finally going to break that mold in Cleveland. But finally, Cleveland Browns, they did something right now. He's finally starting Shedeur. He's supposed to be the starter for the rest of the season, so we're gonna see what's up with that. Excited to see what's gonna happen with him and his journey. Moving on, so I want to go ahead and get into Odell Beckham. So Odell Beckham said that 100 million was not enough for him in his NFL career. You know what? That's crazy. God, give me 100 mil. I believe that I'm gonna be able to stretch that, like I should, because I feel like $100 million. But I mean, he explained that, he said like taxes, lifestyle. But I feel like you should live. You kind of like when you get money like that, you should live beyond your means, because you got to stretch it. You got to make sure that what I'm saying, that you can prolong it, like put it in the businesses, stock work and things like that. that was actually pretty wild when I heard Odell Beckham say that, man. He's actually somebody that, I hope to one day get on my podcast. Definitely be excited about getting him on my platform. That'll definitely mean a lot to me, man. Um, but I want to get in on my Philadelphia Eagles, man. So my Philadelphia Eagles, man. We are currently sitting at 8-5. We play the Raiders tomorrow. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about the Philadelphia Eagles. Is the Philadelphia Eagles gonna make the playoffs? I don't know. Like, I'm an Eagles fan, but I keeps it real. I don't know. I don't know, man. A part of me want to say we're gonna make the playoffs, but a part of me feel like we're not because our offense ain't been looking real good. Our defense has been dominant, but our offense just I don't know where it's happened. So hey, I gotta go ahead and defend my boy Jalen Hurts, man, because a lot of you people out there been talking too crazy, too wild about my boy Jalen Hurts. I know he having it down here. I know. But you also got to look at the play calling that he's being put in and the predicament that he being in. So I've been seeing people saying that the Eagles should bench Jalen Hurts, but I mean, so you mean to tell me a player who has been to 2 Super Bowls, won one, outdoor Patrick Mahomes, and he's a Super Bowl MVP, so now you saying bench him? I don't really believe Jalen Hurts is our problem. Like he's having a down year, don't get me wrong, but it also has something to do with the coordinators and the concepts and the routes that's being set up for him. So I really feel like benching him, that's just an overreaction. I feel like if I'm gonna make my prediction today I still feel like we're gonna make the playoffs. I still feel like we probably gonna win division. But y'all are welcome to comment on this video below when y'all see it when we find out if the Philadelphia Eagles don't make the playoffs. But I just feel like our offense. Do I feel like AJ Brown's going to be an Eagle next year? I mean, honestly, I don't know. I really hope he does be a Philadelphia Eagle, man, because AJ Brown has been one of my favorite receivers in his long, short term that he's been with the Philadelphia Eagles. So excited to see what my Philadelphia Eagles gonna do. So I hope they end up making a playoff push and they just turn around this offense, man. Cause this offense has been crazy. It's been real crazy. Moving on, so I want to get into Phillip Rivers. So Phillip Rivers, he has come out of retirement. He has signed with the Indianapolis Colts, and that is crazy. Cam Newton had a problem with that. It was like, y'all should have had gotten me. But now Phillip Rivers, like he ain't played in some years. So that's crazy. I'm like, how Phillip Rivers get a job when there's all these other people? Nobody never just why we can't get Kaepernick no spot, man. That Phillip Rivers, but I mean Phillip Rivers was legit, man. I hate that Daniel Jones ended up getting hurt for the Indianapolis Colts because he's actually was playing good, was balling with them. I actually felt like they was gonna be a threat in the AFC not to win the Super Bowl because I ain't gonna lie, I kind of feel like New England gonna take that. But yeah, Phillip Rivers, I don't really know how that's gonna work out. They a wild card team right now, so do y'all think Phillip Rivers still got something left at the age? Yeah, he's what 44 now, gonna be 45. So, do y'all really feel like Phillip Rivers can make a comeback and actually be legit and lead the Colts to a deep down in the playoff? Let me know that in the comments. Moving on, so Brian Kelly is up out of here, and as a LSU fan, I am happy. So we got Lane Kiffin coming to LSU, and that's exactly the hire that I wanted. Shout out to Lane Kiffin for coming over to the LSU, man. I know now y'all heard it here first on D-Hop TV. I'm finna say before Lane Kiffin leave LSU, he gonna win at least 2 championships. Mark my words. I'm really hoping that he does that. But I'm excited to see what Lane Kiffin gonna do. Brian Kelly, he really had to go. It was time for him to go. I was tired of Brian Kelly. The moment I was done with Brian Kelly was when he didn't show no remorse for Kyron Lacy when the incident came out that he was in fact not involved in the accident that they was trying to portray him for. So yeah, so I'm definitely happy. And I had said it before this season started. I was like, hey, if Brian Kelly don't at least win a championship or make it to the playoffs this year, he got to go. The man didn't even make it the whole season. He ended up getting fired after it was the Texas A&M game when we got smoked. And it's like, yeah, Texas A&M. That yeah. I knew the writing was on the wall when we lost that game because when you lose like that, you can't go out like that. So excited to see Lane Kiffin, to see what he's going to do with LSU. I definitely know he's going to do big things with us, man. I know Lane Kiffin has been around, so yeah. So excited to see what's next going to be for LSU, man, because this ain't LSU football that I've been watching. So moving on, so I want to get into this Michigan talk, man. So Michigan, Sharon Moore, man. So he's been in deep trouble, man. That's crazy. Look at his situation. That is how you fumble a $30 million bag, man. Like, come on, man. How do you do something like that? Like, allegedly they were saying that, he was married, he was sleeping with staff workers, sleeping with one of the staff members at Michigan. So it's just been a whole lot of crazy stuff, man. Like, that is a prime example of how you fumble the bag, man. Like, I don't know, man. That is my thoughts on that is just wow. Like the stories just get creepy and creepier. Like, but the reason why I bring it up because I want to like just spread light and just spread awareness on mental health because you never know what he was going through from losing his job, from threatening suicide. So I can only imagine how something like that would happen though, man. That's wild. So make sure I hope you guys' mental health is all out. But moving on, like I said, that's just a crazy story right there, man. What you guys think gonna happen with Mr. Moore from Michigan? Do y'all think he gonna get another job? My answer is I don't think he gonna get another coaching job. I think that's gonna be a wrap. I don't really think he's gonna get that. I think that's gonna be over with for him for sure. Um, but we can see, man. I decided to see what's next. Let me know in the comments what you guys gonna think, man. So yeah. So like I said, I got a lot of big moves that I got next coming up on the way. This was just a little snippet that I wanted to just go ahead and just my part two as I keep doing these solo podcasts by myself. Like y'all been seeing me interviewing all kind of people, a lot of people, man. So this is just like my solo introduction. Let me know in the comments what was you guys' biggest highlights of 2025, man. So, but if you guys like today's video with your boy D Hop, make sure you guys like subscribe to D Hop TV.